What's going on, guys? Awesome here, and today I want to talk to you guys why the gaming industry really needs to put out, but what game publishers and developers, just the gaming industry in general needs to put out more historical-based shooters. And I'm going to give you my opinion, my reasons why, and things like that. First off, I want to clarify something about my last video, which was my E3 2015 thoughts video. Something I promised at the end was that I was going to have a review of a video about the Division, about what I think of the Division, things like that. Sorry guys, that video is not coming as of right now. It could still come eventually, but right now I'm just having a lot of technical issues with the Division, like freaking I just can't connect online for some reason, and when I can, the game crashes. I'm just having a few problems with it. I really like, to put it shortly, I really like the Division, but I'll probably save that for another video if that video does come. But anyways, let's get on to today's topic. So, why is it that I think that the gaming industry needs more historical-based shooters? By the way, the gameplay that you're seeing is from Sniper Elite 3. I got this gameplay a few months ago, and I think it was really cool gameplay, and I really like Sniper Elite, and I'm really looking forward to Sniper Elite 4, which is coming out Valentine's Day next year. So, a lovely day. So a lovely day for a sniping game to come out. But anyways, so the reason I think the games industry these days needs more historical-based shooters is, one, because we haven't had them in a while. There hasn't been like this historical-based shooter craze for a while. I know there's like the Assassin's Creed series and historical games like that, but I'm talking like historical-based shooters here. Like, obviously there's going to be Battlefield 1. There's Mafia 3 and Sniper Elite 4, which are all coming out relatively soon. Battlefield 1 and Mafia 3 are coming out later this year, both of which I'm very much looking forward to. And there's Sniper Elite 4, like I said, which is coming out Valentine's Day of next year. So there's some historical-based shooters that are going to be coming out, and I think that's pretty cool, because I'm really looking forward to all of them. I'm a big fan of Battlefield, obviously. I love Mafia 2, so I'm obviously probably going to love Mafia 3, and then I really enjoy Sniper Elite 3, so it's a kick-ass World War II game, pretty cool tactical game as well, makes you think. So another reason is because I am just, like a lot of you probably, I am just so fucking sick of sci-fi shooters. There's an abundance of sci-fi shooters out. For example, I'm gonna name this list off here. Some examples of recent sci-fi shooters are Halo, The Division, Destiny, the recent Call of Duty games, Killzone. God, what else is there? Homefront: The Revolution, even though that game kind of sucked. God, what other fucking Titanfall. Fucking. There's just a bunch of fucking sci-fi shooters out right now, and I'm just fucking sick of it. Like, I'm not saying I hate sci-fi. Like, I like sci-fi. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Battlefront and things like that. I like sci-fi. A lot of my favorite games of all time are sci-fi. Like, there's obviously the original Battlefront games, the first two Battlefront games. I'm talking about the Star Wars Battlefront games on the original Xbox, Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, which came out in 2004 and 2005. Both of those games are two of my favorite games of all time, and those are sci-fi games, even though they are movie-based, but they are still sci-fi nonetheless. And there's obviously Titanfall. I do like Killzone. There's also Gears of War, which I've played. A lot of the early Halo games I really love. So I don't hate sci-fi. I like sci-fi. It's just that we've had so fucking much of it over the past recent years. For a few recent years, like I'm just sick of it now. Like the shooter genre just has this fucking habit of whenever a new type of genre gets popular, or like a game in a new like era gets popular, it's like then that era or that like subgenre gets fucking milked to death. First it was World War II. If you remember, like 10 years ago, there were an abundance of World War II shooters out there. Like there was Call of Duty, there was Battlefield, obviously. The first Battlefield 1942 was World War II. The first like 3 Call of Duty, 4 out of the first 5 Call of Duty games were World War II, and I'm not counting any of all those spin-offs and stuff like Big Red 1 or United Offensive or any of that. Roads to Victory, anything like that, or that. And there's also Medal of Honor. There was Brothers in Arms. There was Day of Defeat. There was a lot of World War II shooters back out 10 years ago. And then Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out. It moved from World War II into the modern day. And then we got tons of fucking modern shooters. Like there's the Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Homefront, the original Homefront. If you guys remember that game, the one that came out in 2011. It was the one that THQ published, before they went bankrupt. There was Frontline's Field of War, which was made by the same studio that did Homefront, by the way. Which, by the way, the studio that did Frontline's Field of War and the first Homefront did the Desert Combat mod for Battlefield 2, and they helped out with Battlefield 2 as well. And by the way, fun facts, a lot of you guys might not know this, but Battlefield actually went to the modern war before Call of Duty ever did, just saying. I'm not being like pro Battlefield there or anything like that. I'm just saying that's just how it was. Like, I'm just saying that's just how it was. And then recently, obviously, there's just been abundance of sci-fi shooters. Just for some reason, the FPS genre, the shooter genre, just for some reason, whenever there's this craze of a new era or new type of shooter, it's just that genre just always has to be fucking milked to death. Like, we need a variety of games. I'm not saying we should have all World War II shooters or all sci-fi shooters or all modern shooters, because then that'll get boring. We need variety. Like, this genre needs the FPS genre industry, whatever you want to call it, needs to learn variety. Like that's another big problem, is that they need, a lot of these companies, they need to learn variety, especially Activision. They need, there's these companies that need to learn variety, and a lot of these companies also need to stop making franchises what they're not, to fit, their new genre, this new genre is popular. For example, Call of Duty. Call of Duty has always been, up until about 2011 or 2012, was always a historic / modern shooter. And then 2012, Black Ops 2 came out, which took it slightly into the future, even though I honestly don't really consider Black Ops 2 much of a futuristic shooter. Black Ops 2, to me, was a modern shooter with, like, elements of sci-fi in there. For the most part, it was a modern shooter, and plus there were historical elements in there as well. If you played the campaign of Black Ops 2, and then there's obviously Ghost, which was kind of in the future, and then Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and now Infinite Warfare. Just seriously, like, Activision is fucking making Call of Duty into something that it's not. Honestly, honest to God, seriously, everyone, let's be honest with ourselves here. Who the fuck genuinely wanted Call of Duty in space? They're really scratching the bottom of the barrel for ideas, because if they're going to space the next Call of Duty game, 1, they're running out of ideas. 2, they're trying to fit it into this type of game that Call of Duty is just not. And 3, it doesn't even look like a good space game. Like, I know in my last video I kind of said that the gameplay they showed at E3 for Infinite Warfare was decent gameplay, which it was decent gameplay. But again, I'm still skeptical of it. Like, it wasn't like amazing gameplay or anything like that. It still looked like, again, it looked kind of cool, but at the same time, it just didn't look like Call of Duty to me. It's almost like it's almost like Activision has almost completely turned into like a completely different game. It's like, I went back and I played both Call of Duty 4 and World at War on the PC recently, and I'm just like, oh my god, why aren't newer Call of Duty games like this? Why aren't like new games in general like this? Not just Call of Duty. Like Battlefield is like taking that step to be how it should be. It's going back to World War One with Battlefield One, and you know what? Not only are they listening to us by going out and going into the past, they're also exploring a new setting which has not been explored yet in games. Like I know there's not many World War One games I can think of other than Verdun, which I actually played recently on PC, which I had it for a few days on PC, but then I refunded it on Steam just because I honestly wasn't enjoying it. You know, which that Verdun's actually coming out on consoles. I might give it a second chance on consoles, but Verdun's a recent example of a very well. It is a very well made game though, of a World War One game. Like, and obviously Battlefield 1 is going into a World War 1 is not very done well. That's like, it's very overlooked by video game developers. And obviously, if you look at the gameplay for Battlefield 1, is it historically accurate? No. But it doesn't have to be. Like, a lot of people are complaining about Battlefield 1 not being historically accurate, about there being too many automatic weapons and things like that. To these people, I'm just like, one, if they were to make a historically accurate Battlefield game, it would be boring as hell because it would be trench warfare, and trench warfare is fun for like 5 minutes. And you know, because trench warfare, it was really slow, especially in like World War One, with trench warfare. It's like, if you go into no man's land, it's like there's like these lines of trenches and stuff. If you go into no man's land, if you go over the top over the trench and go into no man's land, you are going to die. Like in Verdun, if you leave your trench, nine times, at least in my experience, 9 times out of 10, you are going to get killed within like 5 seconds of leaving your trench. Especially if you're not careful. And that's how World War One was. That's why it was a fucking stalemate for so long. But another thing I have to say to these people that are complaining that Battlefield 1's too historically inaccurate, guys, this is a video game. We don't play video games to learn history. We play video games to have fun. So please, shut up. I really can't stand saying that because it's a video game. It's not supposed to be this. It's not a history simulator. It's a video game. It's taking a period of history or a piece of history and making it into a fun video game. And you know what? Battlefield 1 looks fucking incredible. As a matter of fact, it looks so good that I took $80. And I've already bought my freaking early enlister deluxe edition. And you know what? I'm fucking happy. I'm fucking happy I did. Because I think it's going to be awesome, and I trust DICE. I trust DICE because DICE has never delivered a bad game. Yes, they've had launches that are broken and buggy. They've had games that have come out and then broken and buggy at launch, but usually within a few months they get fixed. And by the way, with Battlefield 4, I got that fairly close to launch, and you know what? I didn't have many problems with it. And then obviously Battlefront, I got that like a week after it came out, and you know what? I didn't have any problems with that. I actually liked Battlefront. A lot of people didn't like the new Star Wars Battlefront that DICE did, but I personally enjoyed it. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, this gaming industry just needs more historically based shooters because they're ripe for storytelling potential and just in general fun gameplay opportunities that we just haven't seen in a while. Like, I'm gonna go back to the whole World War One thing for a second. I watched this video from Flackfire a few months ago, where this was like before Battlefield 1 was even announced, where he had a video where he was saying that why World War 1 is such a good place for games to go, and he's right. World War 1 is ripe for a lot for opportunity for great storytelling, and not just World War One, but I like a lot of just history in general is just ripe for storytelling potential and just great gameplay opportunities. Just a lot of opportunities for like some really fun gameplay and some for really unique. And I just think that we just need more historical based shooters because it's I think it'll be refreshing. It'll provide some new experiences, and I'm just fucking tired of sci-fi shooters, and I want a change. And I want to change. And I know a lot of you agree with me. I mean, if you agree with me, like, just look at the freaking comment section of both the Battlefield 1 reveal trailer and the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare reveal trailer. Hell, the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare reveal trailer is like the second most disliked video on YouTube. Why? Because of the sci-fi setting. Well, in large part anyways, but there's a lot of other factors in there too, like the hate train bandwagon, and then obviously the fact that they're forcing you to buy Infinite Warfare to buy COD 4 Remastered, but that's an entirely different video for an entirely different time. Anyways, guys, that's about it for me. That's really all I have to say. I know I kind of went off on a few tangents there, but you know what, regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed regardless. And so please tell me in the comment section below. Please tell me what you think of my opinion. What do you guys think that there should be more historical based shooters? Do you think there should be more historical based shooters, or are you okay with sci-fi, or do you think there should be something completely different that I maybe have not really talked about? You know, I obviously can't really think of anything else, but please, anyways, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.